Thanks for staying with us. There are concerns that the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro is edging towards day zero. The ongoing water restrictions and the drought have left some panicked. In August, the Water and Sanitation Department said some parts of the Eastern Cape had received good rainfalls, but could not make a significant impact on the catchment. Now, a member of the provincial legislature is asking the United Nations to intervene to resolve this crisis. Let's speak to him now. Retief Odendaal is a spokesperson for the DA on rural development, agrarian reform and finance in the Eastern Cape. Good evening to you and thank you so much for your time. Why the United Nations?
Well, we've been in a prolonged drought in the Eastern Cape. And, unfortunately, it would seem as if government just doesn't have the kind of skills that's necessary to put plans in place to prevent this from happening again. There are many municipalities, not just the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro, that have got severe water problems. Many municipalities in the Eastern Cape, especially on the western side of the province, residents go without water almost on a daily basis. In Nelson Mandela Bay, it is equally as bad. Our combined dam levels are standing at about 18% in total. And day zero is looming sometime next year. There is one project in Nelson Mandela Bay which the Department of Water Affairs is overseeing, and that contractor just walked off site because he wasn't paid, delaying the implementation of that project that would give 40 million litres extra water to Nelson Mandela Bay on a daily basis, delaying that for about 6 months. Now, what we're saying is it's clear that government needs some assistance. They need some expertise and people that can put best practice models in place if we are going to prevent this from happening. Already in 2011, the provincial government identified through their response strategy to climate change that there's going to be more intense droughts on the western side of the province. Now is the time to act. And that's why we are lobbying international experts to come and assist government.
So what exactly are you hoping the United Nations does in this matter? Are you hoping that they send us some skills, or what exactly are you looking for here?
That is exactly what we're hoping for, because what we don't necessarily need, we're not asking for financial assistance. We are asking for best practice international modelling to come to South Africa and to assist our own water engineers to put planning in place so as to prevent this from happening in the future again. And this is a very severe problem. As I've mentioned already, many municipalities have got problems in the Eastern Cape. Many of the drought augmentation and water augmentation projects that were implemented by a national government, many of them have failed. They are being unable to be used by these municipalities, which clearly indicates that what we needed was some professional people that can provide these municipalities with assistance. Unfortunately, our own government in the Eastern Cape have failed to provide that guidance and those expertise. But I want to make it very clear that water is not a political toy. It is probably one of the few issues in which politicians from all political parties can unite in finding solutions to our problems. And although the DA criticizes government for the failures and negligence from time to time, we also look for answers and support mechanisms for government so that it can work. And when it comes to water, we must remember, we're all in this together, and we have to find sustainable solutions. And we believe by lobbying international experts, we will be able to assist government in that manner.
So I hear you saying that you're not playing politics and you actually are hoping that everyone unites here to resolve the problem. And that is, of course, something that is critical that you mentioned there. But others could say they don't find your efforts genuine, especially looking at how, I'm not sure if you remember that Cape Town saying that, there were reports saying that day zero is looming in Cape Town, and the DA was accused of politicizing this particular situation. I wonder then if you've reached out to the national government in this matter, because I'm hearing you talk about the provincial government, but I wonder if you've spoken to the new Minister of Water and Sanitation, and what has he said?
There has been 15 letters between my office and the various, the two ministers of water and sanitation that we've had during this period. Not one of those letters were ever addressed. And there were some serious issues with where communities have been sitting without water for weeks at end. Imagine that. And without any intervention from Department of Water Affairs and Sanitation. Equally, many of those communications have gone to the acting Director General, also without help. The reality here is that government needs assistance. And I think that if an international body such as UN Water puts that assistance on the table, it would be foolish for them not to accept.
So we've heard that the country doesn't have a shortage of engineers. In fact, I remember when there were, there were reports that there's going to be some engineers that are going to be brought into the country to assist. They are then, in fact, the engineers came out here who are based in South Africa, or South Africans, who said that, no, we do have the skills required to be able to fix this problem. So the reason I ask is that if you've maybe dealt with the department, as you say, you haven't received answers. Was this with the new Minister of Water and Sanitation as well, Senzo Mchunu? And also, do you not think that the country also does have the required skills before we cross the borders?
Well, I can assure you that the new minister is very aware of the problem, as well as the acting Director General. Insofar as the skills are concerned, I also want to make it clear, we do have some very qualified people in water and sanitation. But the problems that we have in South Africa, we are a water-scarce country. The problems are so widespread. I mean, we've got many municipalities in other provinces also with similar problems that the Eastern Cape currently have. They might not have such a severe drought situation, but they also have problems. The Department of Water Affairs just does not have enough water engineers to be able to provide oversight over all these municipalities. And that's why we're saying that, look, we are a water-scarce country. It's not going to get any better anytime soon. The modelling indicates that, especially here in the Eastern Cape, we are going to be plagued by more droughts more frequently than ever before. That's why we're saying best practice models, especially when it comes to water management. There are countries that have gone through what we are going through at the moment. Why do we want to reinvent the wheel? Why can we not reach out and get these bodies to provide us with the necessary expertise and assistance that we can get free of charge very often? We just need to reach out.
Mr. Odendaal, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. We'll touch base with you to see if the UN does respond, and also speak to the Water and Sanitation Department to see if indeed they believe they don't have the required skills to be able to resolve this problem, or is there more to this particular problem. Thank you so much for your time. That was Retief Odendaal, the spokesperson for the DA on rural development, agrarian reform and finance in the Eastern Cape.